Hi, Janice here. I'm going to take you for a little tour through the club so you can see what kinds of things to expect. I'm just in the entranceway here, and on Monday when we open, and from every day onwards, once we get things going, we're going to ask you to wait outside the door until the staff invites you in. I'm going to be out there myself on Monday morning to greet people and to help explain the process. The first day, the second day, the third day, it might take a little longer to get people in through the door, and that's just because it's all new to everybody, but that'll become a very efficient thing for us to do once we've all gone through the process a few times. So we would ask you to wait at the door, line up to the side of the building and social distance for that. We're going to be letting people come in one person at a time with your pre-booked appointment already in our calendar and scheduled. It'll make it more efficient for us to get you in and get you checked in to get down for your workout. Your workout, of course, will be limited to 1 hour, and we encourage you to make the best use of your time and be efficient with your time. What do you wear? Well, you wear your workout gear. Wear your workout sneakers, wear your workout clothes, and bring yourself a water bottle, or be prepared to purchase a bottle of water because our water fountain's not available right now, and we are not filling water bottles at the sink. We are not able to do that. But bring your water bottle, bring your drink. No food is allowed on the main floor of the club, but you can purchase protein bars and protein shakes and things like that to take with you to have after your workout. Anything that's a beverage needs a cover, so make sure that your beverage does have a cover, and you're responsible for cleaning up any spills that may happen if you have your bottle of water or your beverage with you. Once you come to the door and we invite you in, you will be asked to stop at the front desk and sanitize your hands. So I'm going to go through to the front and just show you that on the door we have reminders about social distancing. We have our COVID-19 checklist. You're going to be asked about that every time you come in, and I'll talk a little bit about Santa Fog and what that's all about. So as you come in, you'll notice that the first thing we see is a spot to stop and sanitize your hands. So you sanitize your hands, and then we're going to ask you to pause here, stop, and wait as the staff will check you in. You'll probably find Katie here at the counter. She'll be verifying your appointment, and then behind the desk you will see Jan, Kelly, maybe some other people that have popped in, because we're all pretty excited to be here. And they're going to ask you to stop, and they'll ask you for your sign-in number, and for most of you that's the number that you usually punch into the keypad. You don't have to punch it in the keypad anymore. We're going to do that for you. It'll eliminate some of those things that you're touching. They will be checking your appointment on the computer, which is back behind the desk. They will punch you in. They will verify that you have completed all the necessary documents. If for some reason when you do the PAR-Q, you answer yes to any of those questions, they will give you a paper copy of the PAR-Q, and you'll be asked to come to the other side of the club over here where we have a counter set up, and we will have you complete the PAR-Q that's required to continue your workout that you've scheduled. Now, if the PAR-Q says that you need to have your doctor's consent to come back in, unfortunately that's the end of your workout for that day. So bear in mind that if you have any health concerns, it's the health and safety of you and those around us that we're concerned about. So unfortunately we would have to ask you to leave at that point in time. But let's hope that's not going to happen, that you're going to be able to come in and you won't have any signs or symptoms of COVID, because just like most places, as soon as you say you do have a sign or a symptom, we unfortunately are required by the government and Health Nova Scotia to ask you to leave. We've got a couple of versions of the list of COVID screening questions. We've got a large list here for those of us that don't bring our readers and might need to look at the list. You'll probably be very familiar with that list because some of you have probably gone through this a few times already with different things that you've done. We also have a smaller version of it that you can read, or the staff can read to you, just to verify the day of coming in that you are not showing any signs or symptoms. Once you do that, if you've brought your kit bag with you and you have your drink, they're going to ask you to go down on the main floor. You're going to come down the main floor. Should you need to use the washroom, we're going to limit the number of people in the washroom to just 3. So as I walk this way towards the washrooms, there are a couple of socially distanced stickers on the floor to remind people to keep their social distance. And it's up to you at this point to keep yourself as healthy and as safe as you possibly can. Up the stairs to the washrooms, men's on the left, ladies on the right. The sauna is not available at this point in time. Showers are not available at this point in time. Lockers are not available at this point in time. We do allow you to go into the washroom, but as I said, it's limited to 3 people at the max, 2 doing and 1 doing something else, washing your hands, whatever. You can go in there, but it's not a place to socialize. It's go in, do your thing, and come back out, please, and make sure you wash your hands, just like they told you in elementary school when you were a kid. Wash your hands. The water fountain is not available at this point in time because many people would be touching this to use the scale. Unfortunately, we're not going to make that available at this point in time as well. We've got garbage cans all over the place for you to deposit any debris that you might have. We've set up our space with social distancing so that we have room here for 3 people to do their thing. We've also got our cardio gear over here. You'll see that some of them say available and some will say not available. If it's available, you're free to use it. If it's not available, it's not available at this point in time. As I walk along, you'll notice there's some cardio gear on this side of the gym that never used to be here. This cardio gear is available to use. Rowing machines are located here. If it's not available to use, it's because it's not socially distanced to the next piece of equipment. We've got a rack over here where we have our handles all stacked up and ready to go. If you take one off, wipe it with the antibacterial wipes that we have available. You can replace it if you want to, or you can leave it on the equipment as long as you've wiped it off. So if you take something away and exchange it for something else, you're going to make sure that you wipe it off. There are some stations, not very many, in the strength area that are not available. They're redundant. We have a couple of stations where you can do things, so in order to maintain social distance and move things around, we had to make a few things unavailable so that we could make room for those things that we want available, like our Freedom Trainer. So as I walk around, you can see that we've got pretty much everything where it used to be. That's not a big deal. That's not an issue. That's not a problem. Reminders of social distancing. And then we have signs like this that say, please clean equipment gear, whatever you use before and after each use. Unload the weight plates after use. Return equipment and gear after the use. Practice physical distancing, 6 feet or 2 meters. Be patient and courteous to all members and staff. There are people here that are just as excited to work out as you, and maybe a little nervous as well, so be patient with them. We are going to ask that you limit the amount of time that you're using a specialized piece of equipment, such as the leg press, or any of the stations where we may have just one of. We're going to ask that you limit your use of that to about 5 minutes at max, and that means when you do that, you be very efficient with your time. Your rest between sets may be a little less than you might be used to. We can't let people work in a set. We can't spot each other. The only people that can spot you would be the staff, and that's by their choice. If they spot you, they will wear a mask because they will be inside your social distance space. Again, if they choose not to, it's because they're protecting themselves or they have a reason that they feel at this point in time it's not within their best interest to do that. But hopefully that won't be a big problem. Members can't spot each other. There are no bubbles at a fitness club at this point in time. So even if you have your wife, your husband, your significant other, your child, or your grandmother, somebody that's part of your family here, unfortunately, they can't spot you either. It's just the way it is at this point in time, and we all have to follow the rules. These are guidelines set out by, again, the provincial government and Department of Health that we have to follow. So things are set up in a way where you can work out, keep your social distance. Again, wipe it off before you use it. Wipe it off after you use it. Don't assume that it was clean when you went over and touched it. If you assume that somebody's already touched it, then you'll get in the habit of cleaning it, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to get in the habit of wiping things off before and after you use them. So we've got lots of things set up, ready to go. We've got, as I touch my own nose, as we've got lots of things up ready to go, and we've got things spread out nicely. We've got a nice path to walk through to get to the treadmills now. And yes, the step mills are available. We've got one at each end. Our rowing machines are on the other side now. We've got bikes that are available, ellipticals that are available. We have some that are not. So that being said, you've got lots of choices here for cardio. We can get a lot of people on cardio in this club, which is awesome. I guess for the most part, that's what you need to know to get in, to work out. At some point in time, if we're really busy, we may have to limit the amount of time that you're on some cardio gear, but we've got so much, you probably won't have as big an issue as we think or we anticipate in some cases. The step mills, the rowing machines, we're going to limit that to 30 minutes at this point in time. If it's getting very, very busy and people are waiting to get on those pieces of equipment where we only have 2 rowers and 2 step mills, we may cut it back to 20 and then ask you to find some other cardio to work on. But we got 10 treadmills. We've got, oh gosh, probably just as many ellipticals. So there's lots of cardio and we've got lots of bikes. So cardio in here should not be an issue. I guess for the most part, what you need to know now is when you're exiting, when it's time for you to go, and you're certainly allowed to leave before your hour is up. And when it's time to go, we're going to ask you to exit the other door that we have in our club. This is a door we don't typically use a whole lot. It's considered our emergency exit. But when you exit, you're going to actually be coming out of this door, which, if you're familiar with the club, is located where our the black mats are, where people do a lot of their on-floor ab work or functional work. And as you can see, we've moved the stability balls and things to this side. So this wall right here actually is the wall that's in front of the men's changing room. And the stairs that go up to the washrooms are right here. I'm just going to turn this so you can see. So there's the washroom, and there's where the functional training is. There's those black mats where people usually do their push-ups and stretching and all that sort of thing. And this door that I'm walking towards, and I'm trying to get this so you can see, this door is where people will go out. You'll go through a second door, and then you'll go to another door that leads you back out onto Stannis Street. And that door is the door that you sometimes can see at the far end of our building. That's where you will go out. So once you go out, if you turn to the right, you'll head towards our main door again. But that's basically what you need to know, what you need to do in order to get yourself in working out for your hour. We will give you a 10-minute warning to tell you that there's 10 minutes left. We'll give you a 5-minute warning. By that point in time, you should be getting yourself organized, because remember, there are other people outside the door who have signed up for the next hour who are waiting to get in and are just as anxious as you to get their workout in. That's about it. That's what I have to say. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're probably getting ready to book your session online, and we know for some of you that's going to be a little overwhelming. For others, it's not going to be that difficult. We've had some of our staff who have different abilities with technology. Some are really good at it, some aren't as good at it. Try to log in, and for the most part, once they got there, they did their thing. So, you know, try it, see if it's going to work for you. Once it goes live, it's ready to go. You can book your sessions for 1 hour. You do have to complete all the required documents. You have to agree to a number of different things. You have to go through the COVID and the PARQ questionnaires. You have to read the club rules, and you have to agree to that, keeping in mind that if you're here and you're not following those, we will have the right to ask you to leave. If you're not sure if your membership is up to date, you may want to check in with the club when we're open next week. We can't verify anything until we get the club open, but that will help get you going with what you need to do. We're pretty excited. We've got a lot of staff that are going to be here on Monday morning to get us going. It's almost like we're having this big reopening, and which we are, and they're excited to be here. So they're ready, willing, and able to help, and we'll do what we can to make this happen. Once we do this a few times, it'll be easy. You won't even bat an eye. It'll be an easy thing to do. So all that is ready to rock and roll very soon, and good luck with getting yourself booked in. Remember, 1 hour each day. Every other day would be great starting out. If you haven't worked out for a while, don't do too much too soon. We want to try and give everybody a chance to get in, and we're opening at 6 a.m., so some of you early birds can get in a little bit earlier. We're staying open till 9 every night, Monday to Friday. Saturday, we're starting again at 8 a.m., closing at 4. Sunday, it's the same thing, 8 a.m. until 4. So we've extended our hours to try to accommodate all our members. We hope you take advantage of those hours, and due to the limited number of people that were able to get in, book your time, and if you receive a message that it's confirmed and it's been accepted, then you're in. And if for some reason that's not available, you receive a message from us saying that that was not confirmed, then unfortunately you'll have to try and book another time because there's only so many spots. So good luck with it all. I'm pretty excited to see you. I think you'll be happy with getting in here now and doing your thing. But I'm going to have to sign off and upload this so you know what to do. Take care, and we'll see you very, very soon.